Disney hired me, not because I am deaf, but because I have the skills that Disney is looking for.
He is amazing at branding and doing packaging and also doing web design.
We needed students with high technical skills, internet technology skills. We found them in great numbers, then interviewed them, and were able to pick the best of the best.
He's a very competitive person, so he's always, looking to be better.
He's always offering up to help on any project that comes up. He is one of the employees that you know you can count on to get the job done.
I can work for you.
The anxiety that you have naturally about if it's your first exposure to someone with a disability, that's okay, not to let that get in your way, acknowledge that, but then get back to what you do as a personnel person, which is to match the skills of the candidate pool with the skills you need.
Once you find an individual with those qualities, then you can accommodate any requirements there are to help make them successful in their job.
I'm the only deaf person in my department, and you might be wondering how I communicate with my boss and other members of my department.
What we were afraid of was, of course, the communication issue. If you're not used to dealing with an individual who you can't communicate verbally with, how do you best go about that?
We have meetings that are worldwide, and we were concerned about how these individuals would be able to attend those meetings, get the most out of those meetings, and it worked fine. We have an interpreter that we schedule to be at the meetings, and they're very engaged in the meetings.
If the interpreter for some reason cannot attend, my boss is very willing to write back and forth or type on the computer to keep me apprised of what is happening in the meeting. I feel like it's a very deaf-friendly environment.
A lot of the communication now, we use a lot of email, a lot of instant messaging, working with video phones now, doing things like that.
We also had times where they were actually helping us to learn some signs.
And then come with a piece of paper. And if you can't remember that sign for "it's nice to meet you," well, write it down. When you're hiring someone, you need to be sure they understand what you want them to do, how to do it, when to come for help, where to get help.
The work ethic we found is really good with the students that we get from the Rochester Institute of Technology. They come in willing to work and to work hard. And many times I would give them a project and I would expect them to work on it for a day, and they'd come back to me in a couple hours and say, okay, I've got this done.
Andy has an amazing work ethic. He gets in early, he's very diligent and focused on the jobs that he's given.
Here I working at ESPN, 12 days award, negotiating contracts. I love my job. It's awesome.
We have a lot of conversations about how he can be better, and he is one of the harder workers on our team. The diversity that he's brought to our team and made us so much better because he thinks in a different way than we think. He looks at things in a total different light than the people on our team. Just the opinions and the diversity and the thinking from a different perspective has brought so much to our team.
I can work with you.
The accommodations that we've made, while they were intended to improve the ability of our intern to function here optimally, they also turned out to help everybody else function optimally. So it was a wonderful investment for us.
When we first started, you would think there have to be a lot of major changes, to accommodate Luke, but we didn't have to make many.
We also have set up a system in my office with 2 computer screens, 2 keyboards, and a mouse for each screen.
We've adjusted the way our meetings work, where we'll have group meetings online, or we'll bring a laptop into a conference room so that he can text and we can text back to him.
We weren't quite sure what to expect and how best to integrate them into the department. But we found that we could give them to different individuals within the department and allow them to work with them so that they could incorporate their skills in with the teams that they were working with.
It was much easier than we anticipated because we do have the support in our organization that's needed for them to be successful.
We were already so connected with instant message and text messaging and chat that it just kind of fell in line and really was not an issue at all for integration.
I would say that the NTID Center of Employment is awesome.
They produce students for us to interview who are fantastic students. They send them here prepared to work.
After his internship was up, we definitely felt like Andy was the type of person that we wanted as part of our team at Disney, and we did what we needed to make sure that he could stay.
Our supervisors are very excited. Our managers are very excited. They came to our board and said, we want to do a presentation. We want to make a public process and really affirm this program and invite them back.
My first words of advice would be absolutely hire a deaf person. Absolutely.
If you're not looking at potential employees that are deaf, you're really missing out on a huge opportunity to gain some great talent, some wonderful exposure to a whole new community of people and friends.
This is an opportunity, not a challenge. Take it.
I can work for you.
I can work for you.